Hello, and welcome. This is Jillian with the Jewel Design, and we are here today with another journal with me as we sort of fine-tune and tweak some ephemera into my Welcome to the Garden skinny notebook journal. My notebook journal? I thought it was a notebook because it just has these long pages, and I don't know how easy it is to journal in them. I haven't journaled in a skinny notebook yet. I've made a couple of them. I have one in my shop, sold one, but I haven't actually written in them yet. And I would feel like it's more like jotting down notes, favorites, to-dos, things like lists of things. Maybe it's my favorite books or favorite book shows, or I don't know. I feel like there should be a list of things in here, right? And it's a garden, so maybe it is places we visited, things we've traveled to, favorite flowers, little project notes. I don't know. I think it could have quite a few helpful tidbits that you'd want to keep the information for. But there's about 60 pages in it so far. I took the vertical pages, front, back, and in between. I added other goodies that I'll show you. I haven't sewn it in yet, but I figured we would do some decor on the cover, inside and out, and put some pockets in place. And then we'll sew it in, and then maybe work the idea of the cover. But if I can't get to it today, I will I'll lay it out sort of in a reel, and I'll definitely do a short, YouTube short, flipping through the book, and you can look for pictures on my Instagram. So we're gonna see how far we get today. It is what it is. So I took the vertical pages, like I said, of the Welcome to Your Garden kit. And if you followed me lately, we did this page right. We did the whole 3D effect on this side, and we did the, which I still haven't done, I just realized. We have to put something back. I put after the last long rain in the garden. After the last long rain, it's just in the garden. So I don't know. I decorated this. I did it on camera. We did the things. That's how I decorated it up. I do need to put something here, so it's not quite officially glued down yet. It is on the other side, but not this side. So we need to do some kind of floral thing here, which I still haven't figured out what to do with that now that I think about it. I'll have to decide what cluster I want to put behind it. When you open it, you get to see something pretty, right? So maybe that'll be a surprise to whoever purchases it. They'll get that surprise behind the door. So there we go. Sorry, that was a whack to the head. But I added Eco Dyed. I added printouts of my distressed ink corners, of course, pages of the brick, vellum, journal papers, all that fun stuff. Sort of a cream colored graph page. What else did I put? Oh, I did the white graph paper. Just found silly things, fun things. That is supposed to be pink, but wow, that came out purple. Why did it come out? That looks more purple than it does pink. Interesting. Because I did these thinking, oh, those would be really cool, and then I wonder if I grabbed the wrong page. See, I thought it was page 3, and I bet you that's the lavender one. Well, okay. What's a little purple among friends, right? Which, I did use purple on one of the pink pages. Okay, well, that's good. I mean, it's there. It's not like it's not. But there's my centerpiece. Lovely, right? These are all over the board, which is great. They both stick out a little bit. They're both top and bottom. Nothing's perfect. I had it perfect, and of course now, who knows? But, yeah, you have 60 pages in here. And of course not every other, but there are so many pages that aren't writable, but I don't know. Then, yeah, it's okay, because there's a lot of pages you can write on. So, put one of my doily and lace pages in here. I had a parchment backing to it. So, I think you have plenty of pages to write on, compared to not writing on. So, that's good. These two, of course, are writable on the back cover. I accidentally did too many, and so I ended up gluing a back page and a decorative, the pattern page together, wrapped it around with ribbon, and put corners on it. And so it's a little light for a cover, but then it means it makes it really easy and travelable. So when we cover it, we'll collage some stuff. If it happens to go around the corner once it's sewn in, it'll help seal everything up. But on the inside, we're going to do some pockets here to give it thicker. We're going to do some stuff on the inside. So we're just going to do little things to hopefully maybe make it a little more stout, but it's not bad. I mean, it's 2 32-pound pieces of paper, which is no different than a 64, which is our cardstock, which, it's heavy, but it isn't, right? So it's not our usual heavy-duty cover something up cover, but I think for a light notebook, I think it's actually sort of pretty good. So did that off camera because there's no way that would have taken me forever. So I have goodies to, you know, prepped and ready to collage on for the front, along with, you know, book pages and lace and some printed lace and all that goodies. But I thought in here, because I didn't really print all of the ephemera last time, so there's a pocket corner, and there are journal cards, right, that you can put in just about any direction. These are my 6 up. Then you have the 4 scalloped and hole punched corner, you know, pockets that I do, and I made them short enough to fit it vertical or on this end, and so you could layer them up in a horizontal, like 9x6, or we can use them here, and I think I can still stack them, so that's the goal today. You have these 4 cute scalloped tall tags. Usually I give you 3 of them, but they're just standard topped on the tags, and these I made them scalloped, which felt with all the fun with the doors, right? And then I had some other pockets and stuff that we're going to put on the inside. So we are going to put that on the inside. These, I don't know what we're doing with. What am I? Oh, they're just journal cards to add to these. I'm like, why do I have the journal cards? I think I'm just going to add them to the pockets, front and back. Or, oh, it's going to go behind this. This is what's going to get stacked behind here. So I got things sort of tacked up. There's more cards and tags that I have that I'll show you. But yeah, this is the Welcome to Your Garden kit. And, you know, we're going to work it. So, I'm trying to decide. I don't want to get too greeny or matchy. I wasn't really paying attention when I did that for you guys, so sorry. But one of each is sort of helpful, where you have one thumb notch and one scalloped. So we'll put the thumb notch, I think, higher, scalloped in the front. Let's make sure. Yeah, I'm a little closer. I'm going to back up just a little bit. There we go. So you can see all of my mess. And still being kept. So my thought was on 9x6, you could stagger these to fill the page. Here, you could just center them, and you could just stack them this way, which because of this, I think I'm going to have to anyway. I was sort of hoping maybe I could stagger them really right up against it, but I don't want them to get in the way of sewing either. Well, I could do that. Have them, you know, in and out. The goal, if you did a different way, was to not have to sew everything down. Like you would glue it in a way where everything's sort of stuck in one big thing. But I think we're going to do this where, because they are tall tags that are going in there, I do want to be able to see them. So if I put one here and I glue this one down also, then, you know, they both stand out sort of on their own accord. Right? One to one side, one to the other side. So I don't think I'll have them all go all the way down. I think we'll put this one here and then glue that one there where I want it. That way they sort of stand up and of course give some stoutness to it. These are almost, I could go this way too, but I don't think it would stay. I mean, I could do one bottom and one top, right? We could put one tucked up under if I thought it would stay, if I stuck it up there enough. And then you had this one on the bottom, which will need a little decor, but you could stick one on the bottom and stick one on the top. Should we do it on the back one? Maybe on the back one we'll goof around with it. Okay, well, as much as I do want, so we'll put this one on the back, because this is decorative. Let me do it the other way. Maybe we will, no, I like this, this one I like, I mean, I like the idea of the scallop on the, I did that backwards, huh? Did I do that upside down? Or is it upside down? My cover's upside down. Luckily I caught that. I'm like, this was bright side up when I did this. There we go. That is the front. Not that it makes much of a difference. I did have a little bit of a hard time with the corners. Apparently my corners here weren't as square as I thought. Okay, I'm glad I caught that. Okay, not that it matters. We are going to cover things up, but that doesn't mean I want it to be. Alright, so what if we did that? And then this one, right? And we can do the pink one on the back, the green one on the front. They sort of go, and they can sit inside the thing, and then they can get tucked both ways. And I have washed it. I'm almost tempted to put a band in there to keep it on both sides, to keep them like in place. This is wide enough. It's one of the washi bands that came in the kit. I had a little bit of a gap. And I just can't help myself. I have to use up all the space. So, if you use your paper cutters, it does work quite well. But we could even put a little belly band in there to make sure that the two stay where they're supposed to stay. So, ooh, I like it, because I didn't know what else to do with it. I have a wider one, but I don't think I want to make it that obvious. I can almost go straight across the middle, but that makes it a little tougher. So I don't want to, I think I'm going to glue them here to here type of deal so that they don't get in the way of the sewing in the signature. Well, let's get these glued in place, and then we'll see how this works. All right, well, there's always something fun going on, right? Now which ones do I want to go where? Do I want to go this one up here and this one down here? Try to make two, make sure to a point, like, I don't think it really matters. They're super cute either way. Which one I want to show off and which one I want it to stand out. Like, The whole point is sort of giving more weight and more resilience to the cover. So, though these will have to be decorated, right? Unless we do one way and one the other. I give you, people. Shoot. Okay, well, let's start with the back. I'm sort of debating, like, do I want to just stack these and do what I always do here on the front? Right. So I love this one too. We just do that in the front and then maybe the reverse on the back for something different. Why not? I don't want to think about it too far. Let's do the back one first. We'll see how this goes, and then that'll tell me whether or not it's worth doing it twice. So the ephemera is a little darker than I'd like. I was not paying attention. I went to go do the back purple page, which was supposed to be pink, on the paper, and I did it as a photo with border ink quality because I wanted it to really stick out. Let me sure it was a nice, clean, gorgeous job. Well, because I didn't shut down Adobe Acrobat, it held on to the settings. So I'm not thinking about it because usually the settings hold on to the document itself. And I go to start printing these and I look down going, why are they taking so long to print? And then realizing that would be because I have it on photo print. So everything's a little darker, a little brighter, and of course a little more obvious. Like normally with the light fuzz and distress ink around these things are very dark. They shouldn't be. And even the lines around the edges shouldn't be as prominent as they are. And I'm like, I mean, I know they're dark, but really? Are we really going to be that dark? So we're going to put them right inside I'm putting it right inside, out of picture, right inside this, just on the three sides. We'll have to decorate that one. But yeah, no, everything is like, I mean, I put a green around it, but it is really prominent. Like, I was like, oh, okay then. So make sure the back was not so obvious. The back is just a diagonal version of the bricks, really pale, which is in your kit, so that you have something on here, but you're not like obvious. Like it's not something big and obvious. So you can lightly write on this and it doesn't really matter which way my stuff is oriented because it's going to be a diagonal no matter what you do. Because that was my other problem. I was like, well, which way do I want my bricks? And I'm like, do I want them upright? I mean, I don't want everything. What if I go upright? Seems a little weird. Like if I did them upright, you know, back here, I was like, do I really want them straight up? And then what if I don't get them right? And I was like, wait, duh, make them diagonal. Go in a different direction. So we'll have to decorate this one, but it's fine as a background to a second pocket. But when you can see the whole pocket, yeah, it's gonna need decoration. Wow, that's a big old wad of, it's warm. Ugh. Yes, this is my Saturday. This will be your Monday. And we are back to 90. We had a brief, like 81, 82, or 83 degree weather. Brief. And then back to right where we started. So I was like, oh, okay. So that actually goes up there really well and sits and doesn't even budge much. I don't know if you moved around. We'll have to see. Let's do that one and that one. But if I decide it needs it, I mean, it's not that big of a deal. Where'd it go? Oh, there it is. What do you think, ladies and gentlemen? Should I put in a little? I mean, you have to go up first and down. I mean, you'd have to definitely pay attention. It keeps it sort of intact. Do I want to go this way? This one, maybe. It's a little extra. Or I just use it to decor. I'm like, well, I can use the other one for that, really. I think I'm going to put a little belly band in here. I want to be on the safe side. I want to make sure that things aren't moving around, so if I put anything else in them, it works. Got all my blenders out. I got my green one and my pink one for sure, because there's a lot of green and pink in here. So this half was definitely, I guess we're just gonna do this to it. Oh geez, my thing is, yeah, we're back to 90, and I'm like, man, or 89, I don't know. It's not bad in the garage, but it's not great. So before I do this, let's get these to the middle so I don't accidentally glue them down, because that's the last thing you want to do. And I'm going to go a little lower, just so that, there we go. It definitely holds it in. Ta-da! Yeah, it's warm. It's like, so this is doing its bubbly thing. It's the first time it's been out here, and I haven't used it in, it feels like a week, but I think I had my videos done ahead of time, so I think I did them all on Monday for the Tuesday, Thursday, or whatever. So I'm finally coming back around for next week. I hope to get 2 done again for next week, Monday and Wednesday maybe. This one, and I'm working on the tattered purple. I think I'm working on the cover this week, so I can sort of get a feel for what else can fit in there. Okay, so there's that. Now we just need to decorate this. So I don't know for sure what I'm doing in the front. So once I know what the front is, like I could do little things here and whatever I had left over. Door and door is a little obvious, but like I have all this cute stuff I pulled out, and I just don't know what I'm using for the front cover. So whatever I don't use on the front cover, I will definitely put, like this one though. I'll tuck it in here for a second. I definitely will use on this back, on the front back cover. So we'll do that. So there you can see them both. Isn't that cute? Well, I wasn't expecting that. So there you go. Or even this, or both. Cute little tag. So we'll put some stuff in here. So I have what I could use for decor, and not stress about it. Okay, but this side, yeah, I think I'm gonna do our standard, and we're just going to stack these. Still leaves me some room to decor, but with the pocket being in there, I don't have to go as much. Here, just put a tiny pencil. Sorry about the reach. I keep moving it. I want to make sure that it looks taller than it is, and that we have a nice clearance so that we can see both cards. I'm just going to put a little line there. I know where to glue it back down. So how's everybody doing? We are technically at the end of July. We have one more day, I think. Monday and Tuesday. And then bam, we are on to... No, Tuesday's the first, huh? No, so it's Monday for you guys. Yeah, it's the last day of July. Oh my gosh. Which means the kids are around the corner from starting school again. At least, like, I have one friend, her daughter's starting on the 10th. Both my girls, and her oldest is starting on the 17th. Like, oh my god. I don't know about everywhere, but Cali's, I don't know. I don't know if we're over exuberant, or exuberant may not be the right word, right? I don't know if we're just overly prepared, or we're trying to start earlier, which I don't know. They keep that whole compliment of, well, they lose so much during the summer, and they, like, yeah, of course they're going to, like, empty out their brains. They're clearing the cache. They are like, nope, we're done. We don't want any of it in here. I know for the little guys, sometimes it's hard. They forget so much, and it takes them so long to restart, but like the older ones, I'm like, they're not using half this crap again later. Oh my gosh, I don't remember much of anything. I didn't go into a field that used half my information. Like, I'm in graphics, like, history, no. I didn't really have any history of art classes, so personally, I did this sort of backwards, but yeah, no, it's like, went into the field, but took it on as more of a vocational thing. So I learned on the fly, I learned in the job, I learned, I learned the programs, but nothing exciting. I'm not doing what my daughter's going to do and go through the full kit and caboodle like she should, but for animation, she should. Okay, well, isn't that cute? I like that we did something different on both sides. I could do the same thing I did here and put a belly band up there to keep things from falling out. But we'll see how it, like, if that's going to bug me, I may very well want to put maybe a belly band in there too, just like we did on the other side. But let's wait and see how other things go, and I'll make it a potential possibility. Like I said, we'll see what's left over, and that'll allow me to decorate this one up. This one's behind everything, so we're not going to worry about it. Now I wonder if I want to go the other way around. It's like, so the pink pops off the green, but yeah, this is gonna blend in. But yeah, see how dark this is? Like, it shouldn't be that dark. But photo printing enhances everything. So you get to see everything in a very bright, vibrant color. Either one of these could have gone upside down. It's a little odd to have that upside down, but not really. I mean, I've got doors upside down. Why would I not have anything else upside down? Okay. So that takes care of the basic cover, which helps. Yes, I have all the stuff I want to put on the front. I mean, I have all these pretties that I found, both, from stamps, labels, then I have things from, other kits that I own. This is a sticker. Oh, it's a sticker though. It's almost a clear sticker, so that may not work on this unless I put it on the edge of the label. Otherwise, it'll blend in. But I have 2 journal cards I figured might help layer in some fashion, along with, I've got lace, I've got paper, or book pages and paper, and then I have some of my pink lace scraps. So I figured we would do some serious, like, collage layering to sort of fill in some of this, lovely doors, and then, add in all this stuff to sort of just keep clustering it. So not too thick, not standing up too much, but enough towards a nice cluster on top of already a busy front cover. But I didn't want to leave just that, and I don't think I want to put just something tiny right here. So we'll see. I'm gonna have to play with that one for sure, and I don't know if I'm gonna do that on camera or not. So yeah, here we go. All right, I like that. I'm really glad we came up with that. Thank you so much. All right, now with that in mind, because we don't want to waste time. Yeah, 21 minutes. I'm doing good. Okay, so what we need to decide now is that where I want to put some pockets and whatnot. And you know what? You know me and my vellum. It's sometimes a waste. So what if we, not a waste, but just not, obvious. Oh, that sticks out though. It could be a tuck. What I don't want to do is have too much sticking out where, okay, we glue this here. It hides the glue. But I can always glue just partially. No one says I have to glue all of it. So we don't see the glue, but you do see the white through it. And I don't know if I like that idea. Maybe not. Well, maybe not. Yeah, speaking of my pet peeve, when we glue stuff on there, I was like, if it sort of shows on the other side. I'm not sure I'm liking that. Let's see. We have that in the middle. So we have this wrap around my wrap around scalloped double pocket, wrap around the page, or over the page, right? Like you saw me do. Because you glue it here and you tuck something in. You glue it across the bottom with a little thing, and I glue up a little bit up the side, but gives you a slightly wider pocket. Not that I need it, but you have that option of a wider pocket. So there's that. Which I don't know if I want to. I sort of think I want to put my pockets on pages that don't have anything on them. So that would be a really good page. Put it on the bottom. I could even put it in the middle, but that does sort of hinder your. Does it hinder your writing? Because I was going to put. This on that side, and because I need a little bit more width, I'm going to put the thicker one on that side, though it does blend into this. Looks great on the beige side of the distressed, but it blends right into this. Well, that wasn't expected, but you may not write on that side as much, so having a card might be helpful. But yeah, I don't know if I still want you guys to be able to write on that page, so we are going to move it down. All right, so let's do that. I think I may regret that. Okay, we have that. We have a double pocket. And we have this all in here. So it's only 3, but we also have this kit and caboodle to go with it. But that's almost, it's not quite middle. So that's 1 and 2. Then it could put, it's still 3 and 4. I don't know. We're going to put things in the back. Try not to put things on the same pages if I can help it. So what if we broke this up a little bit with that one, and we're going to stick the journal cards in here. So you lose a little writing space, but you still have it here, which I'm wondering if I should put it here then. So that way you have all of that to write on. This is a little harder to write on. Not that you can't. I still feel we could totally write in the boxes on your way down. But maybe that would be the better bet. So if we put that on that page. We're going to use these for the moment so I don't lose it. It's on the pink. Definitely have plain pages for you to work with, which is awesome. So we have the pocket on the back. You've got that one there. And then you have the hidey hole here. But then you have that, this, in the pocket. So right now it's even. Haha. That doesn't do me any good, right? And I have the two corners. Do I have more corners? No, that's it. Okay, I didn't print all the corners this time. There are more corners in the kit. But I have this too. Now I could break them apart. So that way, I could do that. I could break them apart so that there isn't like an uneven amount. This one, I love the idea of just putting it on the bottom here of the pink page. It does wrap it around. Oh no, I wouldn't do it. I mean, I'm just doing it for right now, but I would glue it down. And that would allow the pretty green card, which it's really pretty. And then this one I put on the other side with the journal card. And that means too, these aren't on the same side either, so that's good. Alright, we're getting there. So then over here, where was that? That one? Which I do, oh, I end up on the same piece of paper, but not on the same side. Okay, that's good. So, let's see, what else do we have? Not the middle. Wow, that just fits. I do need to trim that down. Even though I made them smaller because of the page, I could do that there with these in here. Oh, that one on the... Oh, yeah, no, that's right. I did double cards, so you could just open them up right on the inside. There's brick on that one. So, and then again, if there's a little left over, I can have something stick out off this thing. Okay. Let's see if... Oof, it's really tight to the middle though. Now I can get to work. Okay, let's go for it. I did distress most everything ahead of time so that I didn't have to worry about forgetting something, because that's usually what happens. I start gluing and I went, oh, it needs ink. But yeah, I thought we'd get this going. I did the cover and did the middle with you guys, and then, or not the middle, but the blue book, and then I went in and I was like, okay, well, let's get going. Let's see what I have. There was only 48 pages, and then I did some more print work and found the duplicates and all these fun stuff. And I'm like, what paper do I have? I don't have a whole lot of like stationery paper. Not as much as I would think I would have had. And, you know, gifted pieces here and there and whatever found in the kids' stashes. And I'm like, hey, you're not using that. Give me that. I do have a lot of printed work, you know, like this. It's parchment paper, but scanned in. So you want to be able to write on all of it. Not just look at it pretty, you know. Vellum's one thing. I'm like, okay, I do that, but that doesn't mean I have to do all of it that way. Or not everything can be used. But what are we all up to? So our weekend was full of, my daughter went with my father, her grandfather, to the Sonoma races. And it became a tradition for a couple of years. She was 10 or 11, I guess, when she went the first time. We went for a couple years, and then COVID hit. In 2 or 3 years, COVID hit. My dad had a heart attack. Like, I mean, it's fine, it's fine now, of course. But, like, he had, well, I think he had a heart attack first. We went, then had a heart attack, so we couldn't be out in the sun. So then it was tentative the next year. And then COVID hit. Then my husband's cancer, which he did get to go. But I think we went right before we realized he had cancer. Like, before we realized he had cancer. We just knew his hip was just causing him all kinds of trials and tribulations. We'd gone to that, then we went camping, you know, and it was like, okay, sorry guys, I wasn't going to distress much of anything, but but I realized that some of these pages, the way I ripped them, were like, it's a little more white than I like. Let's get a little bit of color in there, at least in the rip spots. So yeah, I think the last time we went was, oh yeah, so we went a year or two. Dad had a heart attack, took a year off, went back again. Which I think the same year my dad went back, so where he could handle the heat, was the last year we went, because, you know, my husband was able to move around, but, barely. You know, it was a struggle, but then of course, we realized he had cancer, and then COVID hit. So, I think this is the first time, due to everything, because of COVID and stuff, COVID and cancer, that, my dad and my daughter have been able to go back. So we're hoping all goes well. And then next year, they'll take the youngest, my youngest, she'll be almost 13. And hopefully a little bit more level, so where she can handle the stimulus. She doesn't mind loud noises, but it's a lot of people all the time around her. Even if they get up, she doesn't like crowds. So, yeah, that would be the hard part. She'd probably wear out. It's a long day. Like, for us, it's a couple hours north, so we, let alone the drive, getting to and from, and then the people, and it's warm. Like, it's not much cooler there than it is here, so hopefully there's a good breeze. They have shade, and they're at, good seats and stuff. But anyway, they're having a fun with that for us today. So hopefully on the next, next video, I'll be pre-doing this. But yeah, hopefully they've had a good time and good videos and good pictures and all that to show me when they get home. So it's good that we're continuing some of the traditions, and she didn't have a problem going. Like I said, it's been a few years with her dad, but the whole point was to go with Papa and introduce my husband to the concept, right? Introduce my daughters. I mean, he sort of, understood the races, but that wasn't his thing. So he got, baptized by nitro pretty much right beside my daughter. And they learned, what that meant real quick, which is absolutely lovely. So they go with my dad and his brother and his brother-in-law. So those are my uncles. And, they bring both their daughters when they can. This year, my dad's brother, he was able to bring his daughter and new son-in-law. So that was cool. We're like, woohoo, they get to come. I have an extra piece, but it has something on the back, so I'm going to have to maybe find a way. Because this is a nice wide... Oh, that's why. Well, shoot. Did I do that backwards? No. See, this one is the wider pocket, so things stick in it. Let me just do this. But, let's see. Let's get that properly glued down. I got to put some cuter things in that, so some width to it, so it actually stays full. There we go. We'll do the little scallop and and that one, so that way it stays. And I have this pocket, and I'm like, wait, I'm not even using it that way. That's all right. We'll tweak it. No, wait. Eek! Did I do that twice? I did. So hold on. Let's do. So I ended up putting them. I mean, they're separate. They're not on the same. Oh, they end up on the same side then, because this one is supposed to have one, and I put it elsewhere. Eek! Where'd it go? I'm like, wait. Oh, see, I put that in there, but truthfully, I need to put cards in there. And I may cover the back of this with something, and then get a second card in there. So let's do that, because this is flatter, so we'll put that one there. And then those two go in the other journal. I was like, wait a minute. There's a little matchy-matchy, though. Hold on. My goodies got all well, either matches the brick or matches the... I want to match the pocket. I'm like, ugh, I don't want to match the pocket. We'll match the brick. I can't do much about that. There's brick everywhere. There we go. Okay. So your little trifold. Isn't it cute? Alright, there we go. Let's try that. I was also like, wait, I'm running out of stuff, and why is that? I had this perfectly laid out, too. As you can see, none of the pages are the same. Things got trimmed, or things didn't get trimmed accordingly, and so like everything's out of whack, and I had it perfectly laid out, and of course I'm now working in it, so I will have to be like really careful, or not careful. I don't know, maybe we don't, maybe we just let it run. The only thing I have to keep in mind is these two like have to line up nicely. They're the only two that it makes sense. All the rest of the pages can be back and forth, inside and out, top or bottom, doesn't really matter. So I can like adjust the whole thing. There we go. And make it work. But yeah, I sort of was trying to have them centered on each other, so we had the different heights and highs and lows, which I'm okay with. Okay, so this one has a pocket too, so you do have a gusset. You could totally leave it open, make it a big old deal, make it really interesting, but you do have a pretty decorative spot to where you can keep whatever you put in here from falling out, right? Like I said, I do a little bit down the side so that it doesn't fall that way either. And we are going to wrap it around the page. I'm not going to go perfectly bottom, but there we go. Okay. I'm going to line it up with the page, however that pans out. I'm trying to remember to put in my, little tabs again so that you guys have the width. Now I didn't have it in the corner pocket. I created that because there is a border when you print. On your prints, there's a border, right? Where everything hits. So I just made 2 little triangles, and I just created the tabs that you need and put them down. So I'm trying to get better on some of my corner tabs and stuff to put them there so you know exactly what you might need. But yeah, I definitely didn't do a good job there. Okay, so let's, you know, this is too short. There's a journal card going in here. That's my thing. I get too wide with my glue, and then I have a really hard time getting anything to fit inside it. I'm like, you dork. All right, and this is my new favorite thing. It was a coin envelope was the idea with the backing and the tabs to make it all thick. And I'm like, why would you put anything pretty on one side and glue it down? I'm like, no. So I just happened to see it the other one day, and I used it that way, and I went, okay, well, we're gonna leave it that way. So you get a double pocket out of it. And I put the thumb wedges in it so you know where to put stuff. And see, I did make that really tight. I'm purposely working it because I do not do well with this. I always do this. I shouldn't have glued this side down. That was my bad. Okay, so I played with it, but we're going to have to let it dry, and then I might be able to loosen it up a little bit. Sometimes I can get in here and do this. Any plans for August, ladies and gentlemen? I know everybody's working on stuff, but anybody want to list what they're working on, what their plans are for August? We're back to school. I need to keep working on digitals, keep working on journals. I have a deck project. That's really not a craft project, but I have a deck project. Okay, that did not do what it's supposed to do. What is it? There we go. I have a deck project. Lucky me. And I need to respray my I need to respray my patio furniture, the ones that are out in the sun. I need to do a little bit of sanding and respray some areas, some trouble spots. So when I cover it up this winter, it doesn't rust, and it actually sort of holds out for the following year. My mom and dad had them, and I took them, and I've just been babying them ever since. And I'm like, I've recovered them I've restained them a couple times, but they're due for another touch-up. So I have that kind of projects to do at first on top of digital work. So I may actually have to pause on the journal work, which is a bummer because it means I'm pausing on the YouTube, but mine is quick videos and a quick project maybe to show off a new kit. But all right, well, that's not bad. I mean, pockets on the back, one here. There should be 2. I don't know why I'm not finding. There's 1. Then there's that project, and then there's 2. Okay. And then you get to that project, which is just a 3D fun. And then you have that pocket and that pocket. And for once, I put stuff on the left-hand side. This is the only right-hand side. I'm always putting stuff on the right. So I'm proud of myself. I put stuff on the left for once. So you can write here or whatever and sort of do the pretty thing on that side. All right. Okay, so let's get this puppy maybe sewn in. And then we can do that way I know exactly what I'm dealing with. And then we can start ripping and laying out potential for the front cover. So I'm just looking at each page, and I'm just sort of centering it in the one before and after it so that I can sort of see where things are. Now this is the 2 that have to stay together, and I do want them down a little bit. Get them as close as I can on the mirrored end, right? Okay, so that's that. That's working nicely. Let's make sure these aren't upside down. There we go. Okay. And we're going to center that one. Oh, so yeah, I'm just sort of eyeballing it. I know you guys can't tell, but I'm sort of like eyeballing it, like I said, before and after what's there. And it's nice that it has different size pages. They're not all the same. That way, you know, it has some work. 'Cause I don't have any lace or anything in here. It is a simple notebook with just, like I said, a few pockets and stuff in place and a fun little center whatever going on. All right, so let's try this. Not the best. I wonder right here. But Gail definitely had a better... I used to do it and then I stopped, and I'm kicking myself because I don't think... She has these great... Eek, where'd you catch it on? There we go. Okay, so now... Got my head's in the way. Now I'm going to center it amongst... Eek-ish. The top and bottom. I'm a little dizzy today. I have not got much sleep. My cat hurt himself. We don't know if he got in a cat fight or if he something else. Not really sure. We got startled a couple 2 weeks ago, and startled awake, heard the cat fight, heard what I guess is a cat fight, and I'm trying to make sure that these are down as far as my biggest thing is getting them in the corner enough. There we go. We thought it was a cat fight. Found him. He seemed pretty nonchalant about the whole thing. 5 days later or so, it looks like his jawline is getting, like we call, more and more Tiggerish. It was really starting to look like, the jaw was swelling. Then we realized it was starting to get sort of brown and nicky, like little gnats, or not gnats. What is it? Sometimes the cats just get really rough, especially if they're outside all the time. They get dirt. They get little things in their fur. So the jaw was looking not so good. I was like, okay. So we took a hold of it. We did the peroxide thing. We did some wet water. Okay, a little bit of goo. Okay. 2 days later, the thing starts bleeding. Like, oh, all right then. Then maybe it was an abscess. But, a couple days later, it's still not doing all that great. So I took him to the doctor, and he's like, yeah, it's infected. I'm like, oh, okay, thanks. I appreciate the confirmation. I guess that's not really what I needed, but all right. But yeah, he gave us antibiotics, and he gave us a steroid shot to help with stuff. But so now it's like twice a day, I'm trying to put a warm compress on a cat. Sure. And then every morning, I'm sort of putting more peroxide, because if I can get it warm enough to open up and open up the pores or the cut to try to keep it from being infected. I mean, yes, there's a long, he called it a long-term dose, whatever, antibiotic shot, but yeah, that's going to keep it from maybe hopefully going anywhere else, but that doesn't mean it's going to take care of everything on the outside. So, okay, that's fun. I don't know. So he hates me dearly, but he decided in the middle of the night when my little one had a chaotic day and needed to just cuddle with Mom, in bed. But she falls asleep, zonks out of my arm. I'm like, oh man, I'm on my back. This is not good. So I'm waiting out as long as I can. I finally wake her up just enough at 1 o'clock to get my arm out, go potty, come back to bed, and we both roll over to our sides and we're good. So I was like, okay, we can do this. 20 minutes later, I don't realize that Roger has gone out of bed and decided to go to my oldest daughter's room, who opened her door so that her kitty cat wouldn't bug her before she absolutely had to be able to crack a dawn this morning. And Roger takes an opportunity to decide that he is upset and he is going to, pee on my daughter and her bed. I'm like, really? I felt so bad. She gets up, Roger peed on me, and I'm like, what? Well, he doesn't feel good, and I think the antibiotics and the steroid are finally kicking in, where if he'd been holding his bladder or not drinking enough water and finally drank enough water, because he really hasn't been out much, he's in the garage all the time, and I'm like, oh no. I don't know. He's not like him. Normally he pops the carpet. He makes noise, and the fact he didn't was really weird, and I'm just like, what the heck? It's so bad. I felt so bad for her. I'm like, I am so sorry. Here she has to be up really early to be out the door with her grandfather. With her grandfather. And I'm like, yeah, that's not working right. So I felt so bad. So we had to get her all cleaned up. Get her stripped, get her bed stripped, remake a bed enough to where she can just lay on her bed and get a couple hours of sleep. So she got, for sure, 4 hours of sleep. And whatever snoozing beforehand, I had some snoozing, got 3.5 hours of sleep. I've been up since 5:30. I started doing yard work around 7:15. Was done with that by 9. Took a shower, got cleaned up, went and got my oldest's. Okay, here's the other thing. Hold on. Oh yeah, let's make sure everything's upright. Let's not do that. Got my youngest one. We went and picked up her best friend so she could have a play date and company today. Since my sister's gone. I'm like, yeah, okay, you could have a fun day too. Cheese and crackers. So I've done laundry. I've done yard work. I haven't cleaned the house yet, but that'll come Monday. I told the girls they owed me. We'll veg on Sunday, but you owe me yard work. Not yard work, you owe me housework on Monday. Especially when they're about to go back to school. And, at first it's like, they have the time or they don't have the time because it's new classes, new class work. They're trying to figure out how they're doing this, how they're working their budget. The youngest is in junior high this year, honest to God junior high this year. So she's got 6 classes. One's PE, so there shouldn't be any homework for that one as long as she goes to class and does her job. That one's not so bad, but, the other 5, even if one is an elective, which I realized we didn't pick elective, so ooh, that's going to be interesting for her. Oh, that's not good. Oh, no. Normally they pick an elective the year prior, and since she went from elementary school to the junior high, she didn't get to pick an elective this year. Oof. Well, that's going to be fun. Hopefully they'll get a hold of me Monday before, and we can get her into a decent, six class. Ay, ay, ay. So many choices as a parent you make, and you're like, oh, that didn't work well. Let's try this again. And then you try again, and you're like, oh, that still didn't work, or that was a little better. Why is it so hard? Seriously. You would think after being raised by parents that you would have a better idea, which you do to a point. But I swear every generation, every 20 years is, the next generation is raising their children. It doesn't match up with how we were raised. So not matching up with how we were raised. And it is a whole nother ballpark. My mom is baffled sometimes, and I don't blame her. Like, it's nothing like how she raised us in so many ways. So it's like how I was raised and not how she was raised. And it's like, I don't know what to do. It's crazy. No, I do this every time. I always put this one. Now that I can't do that, but that's not my favorite, I probably just cut it. Let me see. Is it tight enough for one? That's my other thing I noticed lately. I was having a hard time getting it tight enough. That is not, I'm not pressing hard enough. Hold on. So as you can see, I did a standard sort of figure 8, which is one of my favorite things. It's a Gale trick. You can make this more hardy, and you can do 2 more holes and fit, like, it's 4 instead of just sort of 4 sections. You could do that. I don't know if that means it makes the papers less likely to rip or more likely to rip. I don't know. I'm a little baffled on either end of that. And I did snag that. I thought so. So this works really well from just about any length. I think, there's times I've done smaller journals and I've only done top to top, just the 2 top ones, because it's only half the size. So I don't feel like they need to do more. But, it just sort of varies. I mean, but then you saw me try to sew in a ballet, ordeal. That was fun. That was, sort of quite silly. But you don't want to pull too tight to where you put bigger holes. So it is all preference and paper and options and, all that jazz. So here, we're going to do it. Maybe we can do it this way. There we go. I knew if I just gave it a second. I'm so excited. I picked up some embroidery kits from a lovely Etsy shop. Been watching her do the embroidery. Then I was like, wait a minute, she sells kits. I haven't done, because I normally do hand stitching on sampler quilts. And I have not done any in a while because it's a big project. And so I saw the embroidery and I was like, well, I was helping my daughter with her final art project, and I was sort of debating, and I said, well, let me try the embroidery, because if I can't do, little stitch work in a small section and it kills my fingers, then I don't know when I can get back to my full-blown, full kit. So, okay, here we go. Fold it down. Here we go. Please say the middle. Ugh, didn't quite shoot. It moved just a little bit. There's nothing I can do about it. Yeah, that one I may have wanted to paper clip those together so that maybe they didn't move. I didn't think about that. But close enough. It's okay. I mean, it's perfectly imperfect, right? So we have our little 3D option here, and let's see how the other side do. And make sure, and we can still open this one. So yeah, that'll be the surprise to the owner. We'll see what I decide to put on the background. And I gotta clean that up. But yeah, we'll glue this down. It'll have a cute little peekaboo inside the door. You're gonna find that out. Ew, I have an idea for that one too. I think I have a silver one. Gonna put a little knobby there. Can't help myself. All right, that's not quite what I expected it to be. It definitely stands out, but maybe it'll hint to something we'll do in the background. So there we go. All right, how am I doing? Oh, I'm at 15 minutes, aren't I? That does not take long, does it, ladies and gentlemen? Okay, but look, there they are. It's in place. You've got 2 long tags. lovely in a row in their pockets, and their tuck and their pocket. You got a double, plenty of pockets. You got a double pocket on this side, right? Ready to go. And that sort of helps with some, yeah, that definitely helps make this bottom and top a little more stout, where they don't feel as flimsy, because we got another layer going on. And then I'll make sure when we cluster this and do some collage work here that it maybe wraps around a little bit to the back, and to help reinforce the middle for our little notebook here. So there we go, 60-page Welcome to the Garden notebook journal. And you're just going to have to keep an eye out for a short and a short YouTube video, as in shorts, to flip through it and show you the front cover and ooh and all over it. And then maybe keep an eye on Instagram, and I'll do a reel, quick reel as I'm actually gluing it together, so you can see me sort of work through it. And really at this point, sometimes it's almost better. I know you don't get to hear my voice, but you get to see me layer it up and work on it. It could take me 5 minutes, and you get to see it in a minute. In 60 seconds, you get to see me put this together. It is sort of a bummer, though. That flower isn't up right side up, though, isn't it? Oh well. It is what it is. It's okay. I love the fact they're upside down. That sort of makes it really fun. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching and helping me kind of finish off my project, put some pockets in here, making these a little stronger, using up some of the ephemera that does come in this kit as we sort of, fine tune that one is going to be a stinker. Okay, I know what I'll do with that one. Fine tune this and get it going. Please like, love, comment, notifications, so you don't miss out what I'm doing. You get to see me work on all my lovely things. Definitely check down below where you can find my link to all the things that I'm available and part of, from Instagram to Facebook to, whatnot. So I have this paper too. See, I can add some layers. I do have to cut some stuff off. Ooh, okay. There's some ideas. I keep forgetting I have that, so I don't forget. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Stay cool, stay dry, just in case you get freak storms. And we will see you in August. Here we go. Almost done. 4 more months. And on to a new year. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. I will all talk to you very soon. This is Julie with Jewel Design. Bye-bye.